communication tonight with her back line. Be aggressive off that line because UNC very good in the air.
And we are ready for kickoff. Our entire ACC Network crew, Evan Hughes, Kelly Hughes, and here we go from Thompson Field with the number 3 team in the country in Virginia Tech, and already opportunity for Carolina. That's well wide. Not even 15 seconds in, Kelly.
Well, no doubt the conditions are tough tonight, but the Hokies are going to have to clean that up. A very good shot on goal. The Hokies are lucky that went wide.
That's Isabel Cox, the senior from Greensboro. Carolina in those baby blue kits. Hokies in their home maroons. Virginia Tech 8 wins on the year, and a team that's playing with confidence right now. 2 straight wins on the road in the ACC. Here's a left-footed strike, and once again, that misses wide. Ellie Sentnor. All right, so no keys to the game tonight. We call them Hughes clues. Kelly Hughes, your keys. Let's start with North Carolina.
Well, there's no doubt that Carolina is going to be very aggressive defensively. Can they create turnovers? And depending on the weather tonight, are they ever going to be able to stay with their tactics and move the ball through the midfield?
And for the Hokies.
And can the Hokies, we've already seen this early on, Evan, can they handle the high pressure of UNC? They're going to bring it all night. And the other thing, Evan, they have got to find ways to create opportunities on goal. UNC has done a really good job this year of cutting down their opponents on shots on goal.
And already a foul. Nicole Green, our referee tonight here in Blacksburg.
Hokies need to be sure-handed here. The ball's going to skip.
Moxley sends it away. And cleared out of harm's way, and here comes Tech now in transition with Emma Pelkowski. And great recovery there defensively from Sam Meza.
She's going to be all over the place tonight, and Coach Anson Dorrance talked about in his conference call, you must defend as a player on UNC. It doesn't matter what position you play. They are going to track you all night long.
Hokies force a turnover. Here's Powell. Dumps it off in the midfield from a Carter. Tori Powell, someone who's so dangerous in that attacking third, nearly had a run at that.
Going to need to get her involved tonight.
And no doubt about it, Powell, who is such a prolific goal scorer for Tech, she has not scored in her last 5 matches. And it is chilly and brisk tonight. Rain coming down. And there's Story Haugen clearing it away. Well, you mentioned the North Carolina coach, one of the greatest college coaches, any sport in the history of the NCAA, Anson Dorrance, in his 44th season as the coach of the Tar Heels.
That is an absolutely amazing stat, Evan, that Anson Dorrance has been around. I think in the 90s, correct me if I'm wrong, he won a bunch of national titles in a row. He is an absolute incredible coach and ambassador for the game.
21 national championships he has won as the head coach of the Tar Heels. And of course, a great coach as the U.S. national team coach from 86 to 94. Go back to the conditions. We were talking before the match. As a former player like yourself, you enjoyed playing in these kind of conditions. Why?
Well, it's not bad, but it's cool, number one, out here. But the ball, if it's not too wet down there, it's actually sort of fun to play in these conditions. However, it has been raining a lot here tonight. It'll be very interesting, Evan, to see if the tactics change from both teams. They have to go a little bit more direct instead of being able to play the ball around like they're both accustomed to doing.
And the rain started in Blacksburg about 5 o'clock yesterday. There was a match played on this field on the men's side But thankfully, it hasn't been raining too hard this afternoon. And there's Sam Meza again, so quick. Very tough to possess when she's coming after you.
Yeah, she is a talented player. It's a good switch of the field from UNC. Right now, knocking the ball around the back, trying to stretch out the Hokies. They're going to take their time here, and that's what was going to be interesting here, to see if you could play these short balls in this kind of weather.
Well, that's something that Coach Dorrance told us. That it's important for his team to try and avoid the physicality of Virginia Tech. Those quick passes, important to avoid them. Hargrove started the year in a reserve role after the injury to Aaliyah Skinner, has done a really nice job in goal. That's a great reminder, Kelly. You never know when your number is going to be called, let alone the season opener. And someone who's done a great job with Hargrove in goal, the entire team. There's Coach Chugger Adair in his 12th season. What a job he has done elevating this program in his time as the head coach.
Well, I really enjoyed listening to Adair on the conference call. He has done wonders here at Virginia Tech, and I really take my hat off to him.
He's made it kind of so consistent you expect to make the NCAA tournament. Last year, the Hokies knocked off Ohio State at home. Next year will be the 10-year anniversary of making the College Cup. Hokies got to the Final Four in 2013 under the direction and leadership of Chugger Adair.
And North Carolina not afraid to go direct here. Definitely the conditions is warranting that. Right now the Hokies having a tough time possessing the ball.
I know in the first 10 to 15 minutes, as here's some space for Powell. Into the attacking third. Two defenders on her. Good cutback. Space and deflected at the last second. Keeps the possession alive. Served in. And Warren on the move for Tech, but a dangerous opportunity for the Hokies.
And they maintain possession. Let's see if they can change the field here. Got to continue to find those target players up front. And those are the kind of balls right there they're going to have to clean up when they play the ball forward. Very important to find those forward players, playing it to their feet or into space where they can run onto it.
Nice through ball up ahead for Isabel Cox. And there's that Hokie back line that has been so good over the last couple of weeks. That was Dory Haugen, rather Avery Visage, the center back from Ackworth, Georgia.
Well, both of them, Visage, Hausen, got their hands full tonight against the number 3 Tar Heels.
And Mitchell takes that away. Tech trying to counter, and a long ball forward for the freshman, Taylor Price.
That's a nice ball out wide.
Price will give it a big go. Not afraid to let that fly well outside the box, but I think realizing not many numbers to work with.
And got to create the opportunities, which is exactly what the Hokies did. Nothing wrong with that shot. Let's go ahead, the conditions. Try to put it on frame and see what happens.
And there are the famous shirtless boys. Kelly, we thought maybe with the conditions they might not be here, but they're loud and they are present.
They show up everywhere. Enjoy their energy. Very good for the game here.
Well, for Virginia Tech, shirtless boys, there they are, fired up. Hokie Bird here. But when you're defending, like Virginia Tech will have to tonight against such a good North Carolina offense, how important are those counterattacks going to be?
Well, important for both teams, actually. I think what's important here, especially for Virginia Tech, is not to give up an early goal here on that foul. Not to give up that cheap goal. It'd be great if some time ticked off and the Hokies at least were still at 0-0. Quite honestly, Evan, no problem getting a halftime at 0-0 with this talented UNC team. Keep everything in front of you.
There's Emily Moxley, the senior, one of 3 players who started all 18 matches a year ago for Coach Dorrance. Experienced player, and an opportunity for Carolina 10 minutes in, knocking on the door.
Keep an eye on Patterson. She's lurking in the middle.
Good service and an even better clearance. And that shot well high. Well, last year, North Carolina and Virginia Tech played a thriller in Chapel Hill as the Hokies jumped out to an early lead. Goal here put the Hokies ahead 1-0, and then later Nicole Kozlova put Tech up ahead 2-0. Looked like it was going to be a huge win for Tech on the road, but Carolina, 2 goals in the final 5 minutes. Kelly, I'm sure both of these teams remember that. They're thinking about that here today.
Well, the Hokies, that's a tough way to go down, and I'm sure they're thinking about that game here tonight. So let's see how that plays out.
And obviously the players are different. North Carolina's healthier than they were a season ago, but especially for Tech, when you're so close against a program the caliber of North Carolina, I'm sure that's motivation for the players that were here a year ago.
And there's a yellow card, Evan, early in this game. And Coach Adair talked about his aggressiveness, the Hokies. He doesn't mind it. That's sort of their identity. The first card belongs to the Hokies. Hokies gonna need to stay aggressive against the Tar Heels.
It's Lauren Gogol who picks up the yellow card. This is played in, and coming out is Hargrove, and there's the goal for North Carolina. They're on the board first. Allie Sentnor makes it 1-0 North Carolina.
I think the Hokies on the service let that player get in behind them, flick on. Hargrove unable to corral that ball, and a fairly easy goal for North Carolina.
You see Patterson there, and then Sentnor got behind Hargrove. And just like that, 12 minutes in, it's the Tar Heels who lead 1-0. But we do have our referee, Nicole Green, who's talking with the lines judge near side of the pitch.
I think wondering if that initial player was offsides, and it's a no-goal, Evan. That's exactly right. I actually thought that player was offsides as well.
So no goal, and a huge break for the Hokies and Chugger Adair squad.
And that's great that the referees conference and got it right. And here we go on the service right there. And you can see she is offsides. And that's a right call from the officials.
Good work from Nicole Green. You mentioned it. There's so much happening on a soccer pitch. Good to slow it down, go talk with the lines judge, and make sure you get the call right.
Absolutely. That's an important goal because I just talked about Hokies don't want to go down here early. I don't think they can play from behind against this talented North Carolina team. Hokies somehow got to figure out ways to get forward and create some opportunities.
Hargrove. Kelly mentioned at top of the broadcast, 5 clean sheets, tied for second in the ACC. One of the biggest starts of her young career, and an excellent pass here. Numbers ahead for Carolina. Cox had it chipped away. Wernan defending. This is Moxley. Low service. Tech's been able to clear away a lot with the header tonight, Kelly.
And you can feel the pressure from the Tar Heels early on.
Powell finds Mitchell. The freshman from California. Good pass. Space in the box. And North Carolina able to clear it out of harm's way.
Good opportunity for the Hokies. Just one too many errant passes, but they got possession back. See if they can create something here again. Good change of field. Hokies doing a good job of finding target players up top. Trying to work it through the midfield here.
Wernan connects. And contact and an easy whistle for Nicole Green. That's a foul on Tech. A series history between these two ACC foes. North Carolina 20 wins, just 2 losses, 1 tie all time. And Kelly, look at the last 13 meetings. It's been all Carolina.
And that's why that last result hurt, I think, a little bit. That would have been a great win for the Hokies. It's a tough record. Maybe tonight it will change.
Already 5 fouls on Virginia Tech. We're not even 15 minutes in. What kind of message do you think that sends early, Kelly?
Well, Adair talked about it. That's their identity. They're going to play you physical. There's no problem committing fouls.
There's Colton. She'll give it a go. And diving was Hargrove. Dangerous opportunity well outside of the 18.
And the Hokies got to do a little better job of getting pressure to that dribbler. She's able to wind up and strike that ball well on goal. And there's no doubt Carolina is going to take shots whenever they're given an opportunity.
Good touch here. Della Rose plays it through, but a little too far out of reach, trying to connect with Isabel Cox, who's been featured early for the Tar Heels.
And Hargrove good off of her line. Very important to control that box.
Yeah, Isabel Cox, and the senior from Greensboro, comes from a very talented soccer family. Her sister played at North Carolina State a couple of years ago. I'm sure that's got to be fun at Thanksgiving with a Wolfpack and a Tar Heel, right, at the dinner table?
Absolutely. That's a nice ball played forward.
And Hargrove off her line. Takes her time. But, I mean, North Carolina, Kelly, they've had some dangerous moments here in the first 15 minutes.
Definitely controlling play right now.
And that's a foul.
Yeah, good call there.
As Gogol was trying to swing it out wide, tackled from behind. Here's another look.
She's trying to play that ball forward. An easy foul. Cannot slide tackle behind on a player.
That was Meza who picks up the foul. Wernan, the left foot, that pass a little off-centered.
Hokies starting to knock the ball around here a little bit.
And that's a turnover and maybe a costly one. Sentnor keeps her dribble alive. Sentnor, it's deflected. Hokies will try to clear, and they do.
Hokies right now, Evan, allowing UNC too many clean shots.
And now Powell has space. Tori Powell slides and collides. In with the goalkeeper, Emmy Allen. Let's take another look.
It's a good run there. It looks like she got hit at the end there, coming up, gimping a little bit. I like the aggressiveness of the Hokies.
And for Tori Powell, someone that Coach Tugger Adair has mentioned, she's so athletic, powerful, strong. They want to find ways to get the ball in space to her in the attacking third.
Absolutely. They're going to need that tonight.
Hokies have been led offensively by the trio of Price, Powell, Mitchell.
It's a beautiful ball played forward.
Nearly a one-on-one opportunity. Haugen defending. Looked like a slip. And play on, says Nicole Green.
You're going to need that from Haugen. We highlighted her at the early part of the game. She is a tough defender for the Hokies.
Well, Coach Adair's talked about how she's one of the biggest competitors on the team. I feel like to have someone on that back line who's a big competitor, that's exactly what you'd like. And Dory Haugen And the ACC Defensive Player of the Week. Look at that stat, 935 of the 990 minutes this year she's played in for Tech.
And we talked about her being the ACC Defensive Player of the Week. That speaks volumes, Evan, when you're in the ACC. What a tough conference to be given that honor.
Mitchell, with two defenders coming on, gets by both of them. Slow service, and it takes a hop into the arms of Emmy Allen, the redshirt freshman from High Point, who split some time with Mars Josephson, someone who grew up a huge Tar Heel fan, went to camps when she was in elementary school, and now getting to live out one of her lifelong dreams, playing for Coach Anson Dorrance.
Anson Dorrance said she was thrilled when she was given the scholarship. Did not even hesitate.
I got offered early in the recruiting process, he was telling us. The Hokies force a turnover here. Mitchell swings it out wide from McCarter. Look at that pressure from North Carolina, creating the turnover and a beautiful move. And this is Patterson. Patterson with 7 goals on the year. Patterson with space, and that shot high. She took it the whole way and nearly capitalized.
And once again, the Hokies have got to get pressure to that dribbler. Look at her right about midfield. Free in the final third. You can see her starting to wind up that right foot. Beautiful take, just a little bit high.
Avery Patterson, and touched on it earlier, but for those just joining us, was asked to do a lot of different things for North Carolina over the years, but she's found a spot on that left side of the attacking third. Carolina staying dangerous, and Pelkowski gets her foot on that. And look how quickly Tech is trying to flip the field and counter.
And look at North Carolina tracking numbers. When our target players up front get the ball, a number of Tar Heels around them. Not going to have a lot of time to dribble. Got to play some balls up to target players, maybe knock them back off in the midfield. Try to create some attack.
Nice through ball. And again, Tech's back line. What have you made of the job Tech's defense has done so far, Kelly?
Well, they've been under a lot of pressure so far. And fortunately, that goal was offside early in this contest. But they have held up so far. I like the job Haugen's doing.
More pressure ahead. Haugen, slide tackle. Patterson tried to service, and the corner kick is coming. Patterson, third in the ACC in goals. It just goes to show, Kelly, if you're one of the best goal scorers in the ACC, you're one of the best goal scorers in the country.
Well, she is super talented, and the coach already said that he had to play her different positions historically here at UNC. She's so valuable to this team, but you can show her value this year. 7 goals on the season, and we've already seen her impact tonight.
The Carolina corner. Mesa sends it, and Hargrove, using her hands, corrals it and smartly dives onto the pitch.
Beautifully done from Hargrove. Great service right around the 6-yard box. And look at Hargrove come in there, snare that out of the air. Well done.
Coach Chugger Adair's mentioned all season that he thinks that Hargrove is really good on crosses.
Well, Evan, as a goalkeeper, so important, especially when that ball is played in the 6-yard box. Be really aggressive. Here's where the Hokies need to step to the ball.
Mesa, just outside the 18. Deflected. And the extra pass, Wernan was ready for it. And once again, Virginia Tech taking no time, wasting no time to get the ball to the midfield.
Like the takeaway in midfield, playing it out wide. Very smart from the Hokies.
McCarter in her 5th year in the program, one of the veterans and leaders on this Hokie squad.
And early on here, Evan, the field conditions don't seem to be that bad out there. Both teams able to play the ball short if they want.
Coach Hanson Dorrance talked about how if the field was in too tough of conditions, that's deflected here. Hargrove's got to quickly get back to her line. Dangerous moment. It's still numbers Ford. Moxley. Now Patterson. And that sails just a little high. Left-footed strike. If you're just joining us, North Carolina nearly had a 1-0 lead. Offsides the call here, Kelly.
And I think the Hokies on that no-goal are actually trying to pull their defense out. They did a good job, fortunately, got her offsides. The referees talked about it and got the right call. But, Evan, you can already see early in this game the Tar Heels are going to take shots. That last shot was 10 yards outside the 18.
It was actually Tessa Delarose. There you see 7 shots for North Carolina, 7 for Tech. It's been even.
Well, we talked about the Hokies have got to create opportunities. The Tar Heels, in many of their games, shut down their opponents, don't allow you to shoot on goal. Hokies are going to need to continue that trend.
Carolina will try and build from the midfield. Good touch pass. Now out wide. Tar Heels have been threatening. Service. And Hargrove there to clean up the mess. Played off the foot of Avery Visage.
A lot of pressure on the back line of the Hokies right now, Evan. So far, they have withstood the pressure. Let this match continue to unfold. If you're a Hokie and if you're a Tar Heel, just continuing to put pressure on that Virginia Tech back line.
Patterson. Gogol. Look at the way North Carolina defends, Kelly. They get right up and personal with you.
Well, Hanson Dorrance said, if you cannot defend, you will not be on the pitch for me. He made that very clear. It does not matter where you are and what position.
There's Tessa Delarose, the freshman from Grindstone, Pennsylvania. The Tar Heels showing they can push it. They can also possess in their own back half.
Very good. And then they pick their time when they play that long ball up front. Seen that tonight on a number of occasions.
Haugen. Trying to find Powell. They want to get her some space.
Hokies need to be patient, continue to find the feet of those target players up front. Let them hold, bring some players forward, and create some opportunities in that final third.
And one name we have not talked a lot about early in this first half, Taylor Price, who leads this Hokie team with 6 goals. It's really been Powell who's been featured in the attacking third.
Well, they're both going to need to get involved here in order to have success against these Tar Heels. And there you see it again. That long ball out of the midfield from the Tar Heels.
And it feels like both teams, the short connecting passes, we haven't seen as many of the touch passes. It feels like both teams, Kelly, want to play those long balls.
Well, I think the weather may be dictating that a little bit.
Emily McCarter from Mitchell. All the way down the end line, and easy work for Emmy Allen.
Need to put a little more pressure on Emmy. Get some shots on goal. There's that long ball.
Yeah, we're glad to have you on your Saturday night. Our entire ACC Network crew, Evan Hughes, Kelly Hughes. Number 3, North Carolina looking for another signature win. Hokies eyeing their first ranked win of 2022.
Well, that's why I talked about this being such a statement game for Virginia Tech. They're in that 6th spot right now. This would be a huge win for them if they can knock off number 3, North Carolina.
The Tar Heels have shown what makes them so good, especially offensively. This stat kind of tells the story a little bit of the first half. 203 shots on the year for North Carolina to just 76 for their opponents combined.
There's Mesa.
And great work from Wernan. Mesa, the slide tackle, but Visage will let that roll over the end line for a goal kick. So let's look at the ACC standings. Top 6 teams make the ACC tournament. We're still over a month away from that, but Kelly, there you see Virginia Tech in that 6th spot with 6 points, as well as North Carolina.
Big contest here tonight. And again, if they can get that win, they only have 6 more games left after tonight, and the schedule does not get any easier for the Hokies. So just a big game for them if they could get a win tonight.
Of course, one of the surprises, knew that they were building, but Pittsburgh in that first place spot beat the Hokies a couple of weeks ago. The conference is so fun top to bottom. And we've got 15 minutes to go in the first half. What team will seize momentum before halftime?
And the Hokies here recently done a good job trying to create some stuff forward.
There's Price.
And there's the slide tackle. She was just in her vision.
That's Tori Hansen.
Let's see the referees conferencing again. Let's see, is there a yellow card coming here? I believe it is, Evan.
And that's the second one that our referee, Nicole Green, has issued.
That was a pretty aggressive slide tackle. And that's going to result in a free kick. Nice ball down the flank. And she led with that front foot there, that leg, and I think the referee just thought it was a little too aggressive, resulting in a yellow card. So both teams right now, Evan, both have yellows.
Matt Graham will take the free kick, the senior from State College.
Let's see if we can find one of these forwards up here. The Hokies, a big opportunity for them right here.
Carolina defensive back line so good. And not on frame. Allen keeps it.
Maybe get that ball up in the air for a header.
Set pieces are going to be incredibly important tonight for both teams, but it feels especially for the Hokies.
Yes, anytime you get those, you have to take advantage of them. And that was a good opportunity for Virginia Tech.
Moxley. Right back to her. We've seen that give and go from North Carolina in the midfield, trying to connect those passes in the first half.
There's that long ball for UNC.
Warren, a very creative player, someone you're going to see move up if Tech needs her to into the midfield, but also defends at a high rate. And trio of subs coming on for the Heels. A couple Tar Heels will get a rest, including Emily Colton, who's been very active in the first 45 minutes.
And Anson Dorrance believes in his bench. He talked about that.
Great pass. And an extra pass here. That's slotted through and tapped away. And now momentum up ahead. Long ball for Tech for Price. Tech, Carolina, possession right back.
There's that pressure from North Carolina to take the ball away from the Hokies in midfield.
Great shield here outside the box from Fossey, who just checked in. Moxley trying to play that forward. The Hokies' backline has been active tonight. Here's their most recent play.
Service from North Carolina. The Hokies on top of that and able to knock it out of the 18. Hokies have been good so far tonight, Evan.
And Haugen, good positioning there with that right foot, able to knock that out of the 6-yard box. Just under 13 minutes until halftime. Carolina has dominated possession, and they're attacking third, but Tech has tried to create some counters. That's really been the story of the first half.
Hokies, you got to do a little better job in the midfield. They're going to try to connect passes. Don't give away possession there.
The bright orange cleats for Della Peruta. And there's Powell using the physicality to her advantage. That's what she likes to do, Kelly, try and shield her defenders.
She's a big, tall player, very strong on the ball. They're going to continue to need to find her tonight.
And a long ball played up ahead.
There's a ball right there. You just want to find the feet. Maintain possession. Don't give it to North Carolina.
Good touch. Space created. Here's the service on the cross. Right-footed strike deflected, and that's through for a North Carolina goal off of the Hokie deflection.
That all started with giving away possession in the midfield. Good strike. Unfortunate for the Hokies, a deflection. And in the back of the net.
Sentnor who took the shot. And it's Visage, rather Libby Moore, coming away with her first goal of the year. The senior from Wilmington. And not a lot Hargrove could do off that deflection.
The deflection is unfortunate. The Hokies have got to do a better job of getting pressure to those dribblers. We've seen it tonight a number of times. The Tar Heels are going to wind up and take those shots far outside the 18.
And to do that late in the first half, Kelly, that's got to give a ton of confidence before halftime.
Good ball movement from the Hokies there.
That pass taken away. Well, we've seen a lot of long balls, but give Carolina credit in the midfield, Kelly. These short touch passes have been really crisp. Foul on the heels. As it's once again, it's Gogol tripped up. What has impressed you in the opening half for North Carolina?
Well, we talked about it. They defend you. They're going to create opportunities on turnovers. We've seen that tonight. And they've been very, very disciplined. Short passes, and then when they see that long pass to a target player up front, they've been really good at that.
Take away, but not before the foul was committed by Natalie Mitchell. Under 10 minutes to go, opening half.
Definitely the momentum with the Tar Heels. But the Hokies have shown that they can get forward. I think if they just continue to be patient tonight, they're going to find more opportunities on net here.
Moxley through two defenders. Out wide now, Della Peruta. Getting a lot of players involved here. Murphy taps it backwards for Moore. Here is the service. Not headed out of harm's way. The shot high just outside the 18. Well, North Carolina, listen to this stat. In program history, they have blown 17 leads all time. 2 of them have come this season. I don't know if you'll find a more interesting, crazy stat than that, Kelly.
Well, first of all, the fact they've only had 2 blown leads, but this year, definitely, that is probably not something Coach Dorrance loves about that stat. Don't see that a lot with Carolina.
He's been the head coach for 44 years. Think about it, 17 blown leads in 44 years. Both teams think they have possession. Carolina does. They'll have the throw in. That's a clear foul in the midfield. We'll see if it warrants a card. Doesn't look like it will, but a free kick coming.
She starts to cut the lag out there. Definitely the trip. I don't think that warranted a card there. Hard foul. I'm glad to see the card stayed in the pocket there.
That's Gogol, the sophomore from Haymarket.
This is dangerous for the Hokies. Make sure you're aggressive here. Don't let that ball hit the ground. Take it out of the air. Hargrove needs to be hard off her line.
Moxley takes the free kick.
Well done.
That was really good service, too. Good spot in the box. Taylor Bryan, who's coming off the bench, able to get a piece of it. Hokies unable to clear. Dangerous moment for Carolina, and Hargrove, one of her best saves of the night.
Hargrove does exactly what you're supposed to do. She's got to cover that near post. Good dribble to that end line, but look at her cover that near post. Beautiful save.
That was on frame, too.
She's had a lot of activity back there, as well as the entire Hokie defense.
Here's the corner. Punched away by Hargrove. Another Carolina opportunity. The service, contact in the box, play on. But Lauren Hargrove, 2 big stops in the last minute for Tech.
And you said you had to be aggressive in that 6-yard box. She is exactly that. Got to command that area. She's having a good game so far, even though the Hokies are down 1-0.
2 people at Thompson Field today are graduates of Douglas Freeman High School in Richmond. One is Lauren Gogol, one is Kelly Hughes. Both played soccer in college. Who's the better soccer player, Kelly?
I'm going to say her. For sure.
Out of the Richmond area.
The Richmond area. Played a long time ago. Soccer, the sport of soccer has been very, very good to me, though.
6 minutes until halftime. And again, a treat to have you on your Saturday for just joining us here from Thompson Field. Marquee matchup this weekend in the ACC. Again, the pressure mounting from Carolina. They forced the takeaway, and then Hokies take it right back. Can they reverse field? Bryan trying to play that through. And right back to Allen for the clearance. All right, so if you're just joining us, North Carolina with a lead, an own goal here.
And able to dribble uncontested towards that 18-yard box. And unfortunate for the Hokies, a deflection. Hargrove, nothing she could do about that one.
Libby Moore, first goal of the year. And this is a Carolina team with a ton of depth. Many players who have found a stat sheet this year, and now it includes the senior from Wilmington. You see the rain not coming down too hard as it was earlier.
Well, I will say, I thought Anson was hoping the game would be last night. I believe tonight is the better night for them to play soccer. I saw your broadcast. men's against Syracuse. That was some tough weather last night.
Yeah, raining sideways for a large portion of that match, but no doubt the field is a little slick, but again, great work from the Tech grounds crew. Get this one in on time. Hokies trying to mount something forward for Gabby Johnson. Carolina throw in with 4 minutes until halftime. Carolina continues to pass at such a high rate in the midfield.
Again, right there, Hokies, when they play the ball out of the back, if they're going to play it forward, it's got to go to the feet of another Hokie. Cannot give that possession away. It's too easy for Carolina.
Haugen. Great move there. Here's Gabby Johnson, transfer from Delaware, who's been playing college soccer since 2017. Always important when you have a player like both of these two programs have that have been playing college soccer 4, 5, 6 years. Nobody home for Wernan. Ball played forward. Bryan thought she would be offsides.
Do you like the aggressiveness of Virginia Tech? Got to continue to find ways to be creative in that final third.
Taylor Bryan, someone playing with a ton of confidence right now. She's been knocking on the door of netting her first goal of the year. She, of course, suffered that season-ending injury early in the 2021 campaign, but found the back of the net last week. Here's Carolina. Great ball ahead. Looking for a 2-0 lead, and that is just wide as Hargrove goes full extension.
Hargrove technically perfect there. As the ball comes in, gets that hand over and just deflects it wide. Beautifully done. Keeping the Tar Heels from getting their second goal of the night.
Maddie Darlene from Edina, Minnesota. These are some of the reserves that have come on and played really well here tonight for the Heels. Can they tack on another first half goal here before the break? Off the corner. Good work from Sophie Maltese there. Positioning for the Hokies. Wernan finally clears with the right foot, but this back line for Tech continues to face pressure.
Hokies dodge a bullet there. As you mentioned, having a lot of pressure on that back line. Unfortunately for the Hokies, only down 1-0 with just 1 minute to go in the half. If you're a Hokie fan, definitely don't want to give up another goal late in the first half.
I think that's something Tech's improved upon the last couple of weeks. Their ACC opener against Pittsburgh, they gave up 4 goals in either the first 5 minutes or last 5 minutes of a half. Definitely have cleaned that up with the road wins against then 22nd ranked North Carolina State and Wake Forest. Here's a good through ball. Touch for Bryan, and Allen makes the save. Dangerous moment of the night for Virginia Tech offensively.
That's what you want to see, the aggressiveness. Beautifully played ball into that 18-yard box. Just a little bit too far.
A good touch there from Taylor Bryan to create that opportunity.
Talked about a little more creativity up front. That's exactly what you saw from Virginia Tech.
And it's North Carolina with a 1-0 lead at halftime. Pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Hokies, Chugger Adair. Coach, thanks for the time. What'd you make of the first 45 minutes?
Well, they definitely were the aggressor for sure. The first half, I think they did a good job coming at us, and I thought we did a good job at certain moments of playing through it and getting out. We've got to take care of the ball and make some better decisions transitioning forward. But they're a difficult team, and they get in your face and are aggressive in the attack, so we've got to deal with that.
Florida State with that 1-0 win over Miami. Always fun. Just about every weekend you get some kind of ranked matchup. Headliner Virginia Duke this weekend here in the ACC. And here we go for the second half. Hokies leading 1-0. Kelly, what did you take away from both conversations with both coaches?
Well, Coach Adair said it perfectly. When the Hokies get forward, they can't have just one or two players forward. They've got to get numbers in order to create some opportunities. And Anson Dorrance said it perfectly. They got to cut down on some of those balls played outside. Their center back got a yellow card because of one of them.
Here's the throw-in for Tessa Delarose. Outside of the own goal, and Tech's back line was really good. All right, well, beginning of the game, we did our keys to the game, better known as Hughes Clues. Kelly, what has North Carolina done well, and these clues here, what's important in the second half?
Well, we talked about their defense, and they are going to defend you all over the field. You saw it in the first half, created a lot of turnovers. That is what they are known for. And they do a great job of moving that ball through the midfield and then finding some target players. On the other hand, Tech's got to do a better job of handling that pressure. No doubt about it.
Hansen on the free kick. Hokies unable to clear, nearly a through ball from Colton. Now it's Sentnor. But a good first half. Good touch. Sentnor trying to turn the corner, but that rolls over the end line and a goal kick coming.
And Coach Anson Dorrance talks about one of the attributes you have to have that a player is able to beat players off a dribble. You saw it right there. Unfortunate for the Tar Heels, just a bit too far over that end line.
Coach Dorrance very high on Allie Sentnor, redshirt freshman from Hanson, Massachusetts. She scored in 2 of the last 4 matches for UNC. Missed all of last year with an injury. It's got to be so rewarding for her to not only come back, but to play well and to make an impact like she's done this year. Think about all the rehab that goes into an injury and being away from the team. And here is Patterson, who leads North Carolina with 7 goals. Great pass through 2 defenders. Finds Mesa. And that combination pass not there.
Player for Carolina went down. A referee said play on.
That was Patterson.
Looking at that last foul. Quite just got her feet tangled up. I don't think that was intentional. I think probably a good no call from the official.
Avery Patterson, someone that every team this year has to key in on. Competed for Team USA in the U20 CONCACAF World Championships and became the 7th player in tournament history to score 4 goals in a match. Great pass, but it's a little too far for Sentnor. Right idea, though, from Patterson.
Good creativity up front. Nice run from the Tar Heels. Just a little bit too far. But again,
I mean, look at the top scores. There's Patterson, but look at all that depth, Kelly. So many options.
Definitely balanced there, but Avery Patterson leading the way. As we talked about in the opening, she has finally found a home up front after playing so many positions for the Tar Heels. It has paid dividends for them.
What have you liked about Patterson's game, seeing her so far?
Well, she's a good target player, strong on the ball.
She deflects that accidentally off her head there for the clearance.
She's a competitor, you can tell.
And clock will stop. Looks like an injured Hokie just outside of the 18-yard box. And it's Dory Haugen.
Hopefully she is going to be okay. Looks like she is holding that calf muscle. Just a touch on the ball forward. And yes, does slip there very awkwardly. Hopefully she is going to be okay. Looked like she was going to get up. Now back down, they're going to bring the training staff out and take a look at her.
And Dory Haugen, leader of that back line, such a competitor, loves the challenge of taking on the team's best players up top. The reigning ACC Defensive Player of the Week, had a huge hand in the last 2 wins against Wake Forest, North Carolina State. And has also been great on the international stage, playing with the U23 Norwegian national team. And a real positive influence on this Tech team. Great to see her up on her feet. And we've talked about it tonight, Kelly, with the conditions, and there's no doubt that field is slick, and that certainly made a difference on that play. One more look here.
Just a simple touch on the ball, but when she goes to play it, falls back awkwardly, and hard to tell if it's a knee or calf, but she is walking off under her own power. That's a great sign, Evan.
And the sub that will come on is Allie Lewis, sophomore from Bloomsburg, who started 20 matches a year ago, someone who has the ability to come in and start and also play in a reserve role. But that's one of the heartbeats of this Tech team. And Kelly, with her going off and how much pressure North Carolina has been applying, that's certainly going to change things for Virginia Tech.
It's a tough spot to be in, coming off the bench. But I know Coach Adair has all the confidence in his players. So does Coach Dorrance.
I showed a stat earlier in the first half that Dory Haugen has played almost every possible minute this year for Tech. And here's a good look for the Tar Heels. Good recovery from Tech. McCarter gets her foot on it. Play it back for Dela Rose, who chips it forward into the box. Right-footed strike. That is well high of the crossbar.
That's messy right there.
And there you see Haugen sprinting. That's great to see.
Yeah, hopefully she can come back into this match. Tech's got to do a little better job of clearing that ball. Too easy for Sam over there on that right side.
And Sam Mesa, the junior from Dallas, as there's a foul stoppage of the clock, and we've already had 2 yellow cards come out. Here comes the third one from our referee, Nicole Green.
That's a hard tackle from behind. You can see trying to collect the ball and then just scraping those cleats from behind. That's a hard foul, and the yellow card is appropriate.
And Maggie Pierce, who has started every match this year for the Tar Heels, does a lot in the midfield. So free kick for the Hokies. Just joining us, an own goal. The difference so far. Number 3 team in the country, North Carolina, looking for 3 huge points on the road. Tech looking for its first ranked win of the season. Best possession thus far in the second half for Tech.
Look at the defense from UNC. They are swarming the ball. Got good numbers.
There's Taylor Price in pursuit. How about the job North Carolina backline has done tonight, really taking Powell and Price out of their element?
So far, so good for the Tar Heels on that back line.
And they're doing that without two of their top defenders, especially Macy Bell on the Mac Herman watch list. Kaylee Herb, one of the top defenders in the ACC. Coach Dorrance talked about it. He has so much confidence in the depth with this team, but that position, they're really lacking the typical players that they have.
Well, those are two huge losses, but Coach Dorrance talked about it. They recruit talent, and when he puts you on the pitch, no matter where you are, you've got to be able to play for the Tar Heels. And he has found some players on the back line.
Good movement from Mesa to swing it out wide.
Good ball possession from the Tar Heels. Trying to find something up front.
Threads it through. The recovery from Warrenin creates the corner kick, but that was a great through ball.
Good creativity up front. Good run into the box. Creating that corner kick. Again here, Hargrove.
It's Allie Sentnor, by the way, involved. She's had a couple of good shots on frame tonight. And a stoppage, as again, it's Nicole Green who's having a conversation with Tori Hansen of North Carolina, Lauren Gogol of Virginia Tech.
Like some words said there, referee going in, trying to calm down some tempers.
Here's the fourth corner of the night for North Carolina. Ton of hang time on that corner. Mesa knocked into the shin by Matt Graham. Looked like it was a little extracurricular there after that. Maybe
afterwards.
a little shove.
Last time an in-swinger on that corner kick. Let's see if the Tar Heels. Mesa, yep, you're right. A little extracurricular activity there.
To be fair, the momentum of Graham going right into her, trying to create space. But
here's another in-swinger on this corner kick.
high arcing corner, headed in the box. Dangerous moment. Ball still not cleared away. And finally chipped forward out of harm's way for the Hokies.
Well done from Virginia Tech. Gonna have to play the ball all the way back. Tech's gonna get out of their defensive third.
Trying to connect with Allie Sentnor. That's well over her head.
That's just a miscommunication. That's a ball. It's got to be played to the feet.
Pelkowski, limited touches in the first 45 minutes.
That's a good ball played forward there.
Price wants to swing it, unable to connect with McCarter near side. Ball kept alive. Good opportunity for Tech. McCarter on frame, but right into the hands of Emmy Allen.
Love the effort from Virginia Tech. Look at that ball movement. Perfectly weighted ball. A shot. Good job from Allen to cover that near post. We're going to need to see a lot more of that from Virginia Tech. A little pull of the shirt there.
And that's Matt Graham. We just showed the little push off of that corner kick about 2 minutes ago. And the yellow card issued to the senior from State College.
Let's see if that gets the Hokies a little fired up. Here she turns and look, the tug on the shirt there Unfortunately, the referee all over that one and the yellow card issued.
That's an easy call anytime you see that jersey tug, right?
Evan, Hokies got to get numbers forward. On that last possession, the shot on goal, very well done.
There you see, 11.5 fouls a game. That's the second most in the conference.
And Adair talked about he doesn't mind the aggressiveness from his team.
Patterson, chip forward. 3 Hokies swarm defensively. And going back to that, for a physical team like the Hokies and their style, Coach Doran said, how do you avoid that? It's the quick passing that you have to execute at a high rate.
Move the ball, 1 and 2 touch, not too much dribbling. Mesa so good on the ball.
Finds Murphy. Murphy with the service, and that rolls over the end line, but nice decision to keep that low on the ground. And there you see Dory Haugen, the reigning ACC Defensive Player of the Week. Scary moment about 10 minutes ago. She's back on the field.
Yeah, very important to get her back in the match, anchoring that defense for the Hokies. Still a lot of time left in this match. Hokies only down 1-0.
And Graham unable to clear. Here is Patterson. Good first touch. Keeps the dribble alive. Moxley, the pass to just outside the box. Here comes Patterson racing for it. And now Tech with a little bit of space.
See if he can find a target player up top.
Powell trying to locate the ball. This is where she's dangerous, but look at the shielding. Great work from Delarose. Was it too much, though? It wasn't. How about Tessa Delarose, Kelly, right down the touch line all the way to the end line.
Good speed from her. Look at this ball played down. Almost a little bit of a push there. But the referee, no call.
Tell us a little bit about what is legal in that situation and what is too much on that play.
Well, you can't push the player off the ball. You have to be playing the ball. Otherwise, there's obstruction there. It also looked like a hold the other way. So I think that's why it may have been a no call from the referee.
And all night, Hokies have been trying to get Tori Powell in space. 5 goals on the year. Hasn't scored in her last 5 matches. She's critical to the success of the team up top. Graham the throw-in. And able to head it. Battle for possession. Got to be careful, Haugen. Right before a crashing Allie Setnor got a foot in. And there's a turnover. Patterson leaves it for Mesa. Extra pass, and Haugen was on top of it. Great clearance.
Very well done from the Hokies. Thought Mesa may wind up and take that shot. Another foul.
And the crowd does not agree, neither does Taylor Price. Kelly, what do you see here?
Physical both ways. I thought it was incidental contact, quite frankly. But the referee disagrees with me.
Just over 30 minutes left. North Carolina, by the way, 7 of their 9 wins this year have been clean sheets with one of the toughest schedules in the country.
Well, you're seeing it tonight. There hasn't been a ton of opportunities against Allen. If you're a Hokie, hopefully that will change here in the next 30 minutes.
Really, the best chance for Virginia Tech was Taylor Bryan with about 40 seconds left in that first half. Brought Allen off her line, had to make a diving stop.
Coach Dorrance talking about at halftime. Wants to get more shots on goal. They're getting shots, just not putting them on frame.
Graham connects with Price. Here is the service. McCarter taps it for Graham. Great ball bending in, but Allen there.
Very strong off her line. Exactly what you need to do as a goalkeeper. When you see that ball flighted into the 18, got to go get it.
Well, we had a great conversation with both Coach Chugger Adair and one of the greatest coaches ever the game of soccer has ever seen, Anson Dorrance. And one of my favorite parts of the conversation, Kelly, was when he was talking about Sam Mesa. Think about it. He was the coach of the U.S. women's national team from 1986 to 1990, won a World Cup, and he said that Sam Mesa is the best defensive midfielder he's ever coached.
It's an extraordinary statement when you think about it. And his impact as a coach on and off the field. And when he says she is the best he has ever coached in that midfield, it's incredible. I mean, he coached players like Mia Hamm, Evan. Incredible.
Julie
Foudy. There's a lot of big names coming through North Carolina in that national program as well.
Here's Mesa. Nobody home there. Think about Anson Dorrance. 44 years. At one point was the head coach of the women's team and the men's team at the same time. He's the first coach in NCAA history to win 20 national championships of any sport.
Extraordinary. And I can remember, I believe it was in the 90s, he won, I think it was 11 straight. Didn't seem like anyone else would ever win a women's collegiate soccer title.
Patterson. Great space, great service, and that is headed out of harm's way for now. Another look, another shot, and that's wide of the post. Hargrove, full extension there.
Good op.
So look at the of active coaches in Division I. Anson Dorrance, 910 wins, and second is Jerry Smith with 526. It's not even close.
I mean, it is just an amazing stat. It really is.
Both of those two coaches, all wins at the same school, too. That's very impressive.
And in his conference call, he said he absolutely loves to coach. He's 71 years old, but he still comes every day very passionate.
Low line drive. Haugen boots that away. And he even said, too, right? Like, he doesn't have to continue coaching. He's proven so much, but it's the relationships that he gets to build with these players. That's what he loves the most right now. Good spin. Extra pass. Warren comes forward to deflect it. Good positioning from Powell. Foul on North Carolina. Tech possession.
Love to see Powell as a forward working back to help out, playing defense, able to get onto that tackle and get the foul.
And one last note about Anson Dorrance. From 1986 to 1990, he led North Carolina on a 103-match unbeaten streak. And then another unbeaten streak after that of over 100 games, as that is chipped high, a goal kick. Could you imagine having two separate 100-match unbeaten streaks?
Well, I think if you were to ask him, that was amazing back then, and his records are incredible. But since then, there has been a lot of development at the youth level for girls soccer. And so it's created more parity at the collegiate level. And it's why you see other teams winning national championships now, which is exactly what you want. I think he would agree with that. He's still the best, in my opinion.
And the work that he did, late 80s, early 90s, when they won that World Cup in 1991, coaching Mia Hamm, I mean, the growth of women's soccer in the United States, he has a huge hand in that.
Absolutely. And I can remember after winning that 91 championship, a number of those players set out around the country and went into communities to put on clinics. And their whole goal was to create and show opportunities for young females, and it's done exactly that.
"25 minutes to go in the second half. Treat to have you on your Saturday night. Evan Hughes, Kelly Hughes, our entire ACC Network crew. North Carolina looking for another signature win. Tech looking for its biggest of the year. Both teams with 6 points in the conference thus far. And continue with this conversation about North Carolina and its dominance. From North Carolina to Euro champs. Look at these players that were Euro 2022 champions. This is incredible.
Just absolutely amazing. You just can't say enough about what that gentleman has done for soccer.
And he told us, as you see the international, that looked like a handball potentially. It was. But 4 alums, including the head coach, Wiegman. And he told us, when he recruits players to North Carolina, it is important for them to know that he wants them to have international experience. If they have to miss part of the college season, that's okay for him.
Yep, and he's got a player, I believe, that went to Italy, and she's trying, and he said, go. That's your opportunity. I don't want to handcuff you on that, and he allows them to go, and they know that. That's why a lot of the top players come to North Carolina.
Patterson has that taken away. Matt Graham. Tori Della Peruta, the freshman, 4 goals on the year. You're right. She's competing for one of the Italian national programs right now. So that's a key piece they're missing right now. But he's so happy, and it's a big part of what he recruits to some of the best players in the country.
I think UNC is lining up to potentially make a run at the national title. They've got all the pieces. They've got some injuries right now. As you mentioned, some players trying out for some national teams. Hopefully they're all back.
And here's the corner kick for the Heels, bending towards the goal. Hargrove, aggressive off her line, makes the stop.
Beautiful service. And look at Hargrove, how aggressive she is to the ball.
And the contact there. Look at Isabel Cox right next to her for that header. Hargrove wins the battle.
People don't understand how difficult it is to play goalkeeper.
Another hard challenge as Julia Dorsey mixed up, whistled for the foul.
Evan with a little over 23 minutes left. Hokies are hanging around. They can find some way to get a goal in. Tighten this match up a little bit.
Good pass here into the attacking third. The through ball.
Great job by Halkin to come out and sweep that ball out of there.
But for those just joining us, here is the goal that put North Carolina in front 1-0, an own goal.
And again, I think if the ball was on frame, Hargrove would have been able to make the save, but unfortunately a deflection. Sometimes you get that in soccer, unable to do anything, and get the time gave the Tar Heels a 1-0 lead.
And Libby Moore netting her first goal of the season, the senior. Carolina continuing to build pressure in the attack there. They've done that from the first 20 seconds. Here is the cross. A little too high, and it's Darlene. Darlene, good move.
Wow.
Trying to weave through 2 defenders.
Good outlet pass from the Hokies.
Kelly, what does Virginia Tech need to do differently here in the final 20 minutes?
Well, they're going to have to get some numbers forward. Unfortunately, on their attack.
Here's a good look. Extra pass. Maltese on the ground. Here's the shot, and a foul on the Hokies. Contact in the 6-yard box, and a foul on Allie George.
It's a good ball, played out wide. Good service back to that 6-yard box, and almost a goal for the Hokies. But a foul was called. But Evan, to your question, Hokies are going to have to commit players forward, and that's going to maybe be from the back as well.
Palkowski finds Taylor Bryan. She's been the closest to scoring tonight for Tech late in the first half. Ran into trouble there. 2 defenders around her, and that's taken away, and that should be an easy whistle. And indeed, Allie George, that extension of the elbow.
Good call from the referee there. Let's see if Coach Adair maybe will put in some fresh legs. Looks like perhaps I see a sub on that far side. That may be one thing he could do if some players are a little bit tired or banged up here tonight. So far, haven't seen a lot of subs in this game. Saw some in the first half.
It's Ella Valente, very talented freshman who will come on. He'll stay in. Dowling gets by Graham. Dowling the service and a corner for the Tar Heels.
That's Haugen again, anchoring that defense for Virginia Tech. So much pressure being put on Virginia Tech defensively. Hargrove has played exceptional tonight.
Coach Adair has mentioned that the crosses, and they keep it high here on the corner. That's where Hargrove excels. Emily Moxley, the junior. Here's the corner for North Carolina. And there was a header, but nothing there, and a Tar Heel throw-in. Taylor Bryan, I think, wanted that to go the other way. Valente comes on, and Kelly, with the unlimited substitution college soccer, this is where it can really be an advantage for both teams.
I think at this stage in the game, if Coach Adair maybe has seen a player that's tired, going ahead and finding a player on the bench, maybe get in there and provide a spark. Hokies still in this contest.
Out of the way, it's Pelkowski, as you see on your screen there, who checks out. Two defenders there, Warren and Johnson. Was that deflected off a Hokie heel? It was. A corner coming.
Corner kick starting to mount up against the Hokies. Another in-swinger on the far side of the field.
Tessa Delarose. Here it is with the left foot. And it took the Tar Heels out of that 6-yard box. Farther away from goal. Hokies possession. How about this for Tessa Delarose, by the way? She's the only true freshman to start every match this year for Coach Anson Dorrance. Talk about high praise.
That is amazing. Oh, let's see, far side here.
Good decision there from Bryan. Tech looking for the equalizer. It's Bryan with the shot, and there's the equalizer for the Hokies. Tied at 1, less than 20 minutes to go, and it's Taylor Bryan in a reserve role who knocks it up at 1.
What a beautiful run right into the box, and an even better finish. Sliding that right past Allen. Beautiful goal from the Hokies.
The equalizer late in the second half, 73rd minute, and we've got ourselves a new match here at Thompson Field.
And that's what speed will do for you up front, Evan. A brilliant run into the box. A perfectly weighted ball. And a first touch on that shot. And the Hokies, just like we talked about, if they could get a goal, tighten this match up. Provides a lot of energy for the Hokies. Let's see how the Tar Heels will respond.
Kelly, we'll look at the replay here in a little bit, but how about, I believe it was Bryan in midfield who ducked down to flip the field, and then she eventually scores.
And she ran from midfield, did not stop. Just beautiful execution from the Virginia Tech Hokies. Gets them right back into this match.
Here is Bryan. That rolled over the touchline. Hokies tonight have definitely had to make the most of their chances, and without question, the best possession of the match so far.
Just showed very nice creativity up front.
I mentioned it earlier, but Taylor Bryan, and season-ending injury last year, didn't get to play a lot. Coach Adair's talked about she's a player that can test the back line. She typically comes in off the bench with about 15 minutes to go in the first half, comes off the bench late in the second half, and that's that unlimited substitution, Kelly. The spark off the bench sometimes can make the difference.
And you take for granted when players are tired out there. When you bring fresh legs in here, like the Hokies did, paid dividends for them.
Dowling trying to answer with the right foot. It was screaming, it's high.
I think Anson may be scratching his head once again. Good shot on goal. Unfortunately, just a bit too high. And here comes those fresh legs.
4 of them.
For the Tar Heels.
4 new players come on. And again, a reminder, in college soccer this year, men's and the women's side, no longer overtime. You play 90 minutes in the regular season, that's all you get.
I think for the longevity of players, I think that's a good rule. The season can get extra long when you're playing overtime matches.
Contact and a foul on Virginia Tech. Ella Valente gets caught for the jersey grab.
Yeah, just a little extra push there. I think a good call. Crowd didn't like it. The referee in the middle has done a good job here tonight, as well as the linesman.
There's that give and go pass in the midfield that's been very good for Carolina.
Carolina's sort of gone away from the first half where they played a lot of balls down the flank on forwards coming out of the middle. They seem to have gotten away from that. Maybe a tactical change from the head coach. Hokies definitely have the momentum right now.
What does Carolina need to get back to?
Well, they need to get back to staying composed, knocking the ball around like they have, and I think finding some of those target players up front.
There's Bryan, who just scored. You can feel the anticipation building. Virginia Tech has 2 wins all time against North Carolina. They have just 1 result in their last 13 matches. They almost, as there's a foul there on the Hokies. Remember last year, the Hokies had a 2-goal lead with 5 minutes left. Carolina answered and tied. What a fun match this has been tonight here in 2022 here in Blacksburg.
We talked about our opening. It's going to be fun to watch this match, and it has.
Allie George. Maltese able to get a right foot. Carolina in transition. Warren able to deflect that off of her leg. I know Warren's been all over the field tonight defensively for Tech.
Again, that Tech back line has played well. Carolina's put a lot of pressure on them tonight. Also, Hargrove in the goal has played really well.
Space for Carolina. Dangerous around the 18. Patterson. Tar Heels comfortable keeping possession here. Mesa with Warren on her. Cross in. Opportunity just high. Inches away from Carolina reclaiming the lead. But for Virginia Tech, here's Taylor Bryan Kelly late in the first half. Look how close she was to scoring there.
And you love the aggressiveness on that run. And then here it is again. This time perfect. The left footer in the back of the net. Perfectly executed from the Hokies. Evan on that last chance from North Carolina, all I'm going to say is wow about that one. Diving header. Just misses.
Hope you are enjoying this one at home just as much as we're enjoying bringing it to you here on the ACC Network Extra. Buckle up. It's going to be a fun final 11 minutes. It's a Carolina team, by the way, that historically, when they get a lead, they don't give it up.
They've given 2 of them away this season, though. So, but what a great match here tonight. And the weather's actually cooperated.
In transition.
Great tackle.
Price, the freshman, trying to thread it through. Long run, Emily McCarter. Great work, though, on the back line for Carolina. It's Tessa Delarose. Now Isabel Cox taken away.
Good job, the Hokies working back to gather that ball. Good tackle. Evan, it seems like
Price with space, threads it through. Powell. Corner kick coming.
it seems like the Hokies have just taken Carolina out of their game. Definitely the momentum has swung to Virginia Tech after that goal.
First corner of the night, Kelly, comes in the 80th minute for Virginia Tech.
Capitalize here. Let's get a good service if you're a Hokie fan.
Here's McCarter. Keeps it on the ground for Graham. Now here's the service. A good one, and Allen knocks it down. Great work in goal from the redshirt freshman.
Actually, a good play there. Knocking it out to a back. Trying to play that ball in the box, maybe getting a header. Good job from Allen.
How has Virginia Tech taken North Carolina out of their element in the last 10 minutes?
Well, it just seems like North Carolina, the pressure from Virginia Tech has definitely ramped up here. Winning balls in the midfield, good tackling.
Listen to this crowd. And it is raining. It's been raining the last day. It is cold, but this crowd has seen a really fun one tonight. Some young fans here.
It's just been a really good match on both sides. And Evan, this is a big opportunity for Virginia Tech. It's not a corner, but they're going to play it like a corner kick. Anytime you can play a ball into the box, it's dangerous.
Here's the free kick. Tech looking for their first lead of the night. Played in. Not cleared. And now Carolina on the ball. Good first touch here. Look at Powell, the forward for Tech. Sprinting forward. Tori Powell gets possession back. There's a foul on Carolina.
That's what I'm talking about. The momentum back to Tech. There's the card. I think a good call. But you can feel the energy of Virginia Tech.
And a red card has been shown. And Carolina, the second yellow card that results in a red.
And that's just a tough tackle. Going in hard on those legs. Second yellow results in the red.
That's Maggie Pierce sent off. So now for Tech, Kelly, how about both sides? Now that Carolina's playing with 10 players, how does that change things?
Well, it just gives you that extra number. And Tech with the momentum and the energy and that extra player. Definitely, in my opinion, in the driver's seat right now. Carolina even looks a little tired right now. He just definitely put in some new players. They are out of their game right now.
Haugen take the free kick. Carolina playing with 10 players. Great clearance. And Carolina forces the turnover. And one player with 8 minutes left, Kelly. You wonder how much Avery Patterson with 7 goals, how much will she be able to possess the ball here in critical moments?
They're definitely going to look for her up top. Virginia Tech just needs to gain possession if they can.
Great work from the Carolina backline. Della Rose. Haugen finds McCarter. Graham. And that's cut off. Good work from Carolina. Della Rose has it taken away. Mitchell wasn't looking for it. Now Mesa. Someone I'm sure that Coach Dorrance would love to have the possessing the ball, someone like Sam Mesa down the stretch here. Great deflection. Extra effort from Pelkowski to deflect that pass. And now a run down the end line. Warren fighting for positioning. Able to find Gogol.
Back and forth, these two teams. They both want this game.
Think back to last year. Mitchell, and that's tapped over the touchline from Julia Dorsey.
See if Tech can get some players forward here on this throw-in. Now Carolina only 2 players up near midfield.
Last year, Virginia Tech, a 2-goal lead with under 7 minutes, and Carolina was able to net 2 goals, playing a tie. And here's an excellent opportunity for the Tar Heels. Played through for Cox. Isabel Cox. Hargrove slides through and cleans it up out of harm's way.
Hargrove. The replay here. Look how aggressive she is off the line. Exactly what you ask your goalkeeper to do. Carolina wants the foul, and the referee waves it off. Hargrove showing why she is so valuable to this Virginia Tech team.
5 minutes left. Hokies looking for their first win against Carolina since 2011. There's the shot and the finish. Tori Powell puts the Hokies in front 2-1 against the number 3 team in the country. Unbelievable.
And Evan, you could just feel it, the momentum swinging to the Hokies. Look at this ball played forward, beautifully flicked.
Price to Powell.
Just over the goalkeeper's head. The Hokies on their last 2 goals, showing so much creativity in that final third. The run into the box. And a little flick over Allen's head, and the Hokies at the 5:10 mark lead it 2-1.
How about the pass, the flick from the true freshman Taylor Price?
And so now, what does Virginia Tech do? They want to get numbers behind the ball, Evan. Don't want to take too many chances here. You don't want dribblers like that.
Mesa gets by a couple defenders. There is still so much time in this match. Again, we keep bringing it up, and that stays in down the end line. Knocked away by Pelkowski, but that's got to be going through the back of everybody's mind right now, last year's result in Chapel Hill.
Absolutely, and that's why I think the Hokies right now change their game plan. You don't need to be the aggressor right now.
Foul on the Hokies. And Tar Heels down to 10 players.
They're going to treat this again sort of like a corner. They're going to play this ball into the box. Hokies need to be sure of themselves.
Moxley plays it in. Hargrove comes out, punches it away. Powell boots it to midfield.
Hargrove has just been exceptional tonight. The punch, incredible.
To think about Lauren Hargrove, Kelly, the reserve goalkeeper. Leah Skinner goes down in the season opener. It's been her job ever since. This is the biggest start of her career. She's been tough as nails.
Well, early on in the game, North Carolina put so much pressure on Virginia Tech. And somehow, some way, Virginia Tech gains the momentum in this game, and right now lead it 2-1. But Virginia Tech, Evan, they want to keep numbers behind the ball.
And for Carolina, down 10 players, how much of a difference, excuse me, down a player, down to 10, how much of a difference does that make offensively, Kelly?
It is big because it's just hard. Right now, you're late in the game. Legs are tired.
Tori Powell, excellent work there.
Tori Powell has been huge for Virginia Tech. She has worked back a lot, won a lot of tackles in midfield.
I think she has not scored in her last 5 matches before the go-ahead goal. Carolina led 1-0 with less than 20 minutes left. Dominated possession the first half. The script has been flipped by the Hokies, and now Carolina in desperation mode, trying to get something going up top.
When you have possession, keep possession. Just like that.
McCarter. Powell has it taken away. Play on. Contact. Powell plays on and just chips it forward over the end line. Under 2 minutes left here in Blacksburg.
Make sure your marks are good around the field. Don't let any players for Carolina run free if you're a Hokie fan.
Meanwhile, what can Carolina do here, Kelly? And so here's another look, another shot into the hands of Allen with 90 seconds to go.
Well, right now you can see the goalkeeper getting everybody up.
There's a challenge, and I think no question about that, a foul on Valente, but the clock continues to churn. Again, Virginia Tech has their last win against Carolina 2011. It's been over a decade. They can start to feel it, but 60 seconds to go.
1 minute remaining in the match.
And I think Coach Adair at halftime, he said it exactly right. Got to get people forward, numbers. Wasn't going to be able to do it with 1 or 2 players. And the Hokies came alive in that second half.
Mitchell. Still time for a Carolina possession. 37 seconds. Moxley, long ball forward. Hargrove is there. Picks it up. Taking her time.
I haven't listened to the Hokie crowd here.
Ten seconds, Hokie possession.
Crowd could feel it.
One of the biggest wins in Virginia Tech women's soccer program history.